Have you seen Squid Game 2? Yeah, I have. My favorite character was Thanos. Oh my gosh, he was hilarious. Boo! What? Boo! Thanos sucks. Who are you? We are Korean media, and we say Thanos sucks. Why? What'd he do? He did a bad thing. He smoked the devil's lettuce. That's it? How's it going, day ones? I am Nick Tom, and when I was watching Squid Game Season 2, it reignited my love for the K-pop idol known as T.O.P, who is formerly a member of the group Big Bang. For those of you who don't know, Big Bang is one of the biggest K-pop groups in the world, and no, they're not the same as BTS. Please don't come for me, BTS fans. I know that Big Bang is not as famous as BTS, but look, Big Bang got me into K-pop when I was in high school, and so I will forever be a VIP, a fan of each of the unique members of these kings of K-pop, except for that one member, because as far as I'm concerned, he never existed. Bro is cancelled for life. If you haven't seen the much anticipated second season of Squid Game by now, then let's be real, you're probably not going to watch it at all. But personally, I thought it was really good. A major highlight of the show was T.O.P's character, Player 230, aka Thanos, a disgraced rapper who lost everything in a cryptocurrency scam and who struggles with substance abuse. Now, there's a lot of drama surrounding his comeback, particularly among Korean fans who are still angry about his devil's lettuce scandal in 2017, but let's talk about that later, shall we? I think Thanos is one of the best new characters in the show because he immediately stands out as a very different character. His style is vibrant and wacky, which is different than the other regular citizen type characters we see. Bro has purple hair, colored fingernails, and bling, in which he hides his party pills, and his personality matches his look because he is the only character genuinely hyped to be at the games. And this is a really interesting take on someone who has nothing else to lose in life. Like, how can you see a character like that and not think to yourself, oh yeah, he's about to mess things up big time. And I'm totally here for it.
동그라미, let's go!
But what I love are all the times when he speaks English, because his American accent is so good and his lines are so funny that it gets me every time. As someone who lived in Seoul, South Korea for a summer, I can verify that it would be a little strange not to have a character that could at least speak a little bit of English in the show. So for anyone who might be saying like, oh, but it's not like realistic for a Korean person to be speaking so much English, all I gotta say is go to Seoul. But I'm not expecting you to watch the whole show, if you haven't already, just to hear Thanos speak English. So here's a taste of his pure vocal seduction.
I'm a legend, Thanos. I like you. Of course. You're safe, okay?
When I imagine how a character like Thanos was written into a very serious and violent show, I like to think that the creators were just having an extra bit of fun, like they really deserved to do. As you all know, we're getting paid this season. I can finally feed my family. I gave up on having a family a long time ago. So how are we going to make this season different from the last? Maybe have a more obvious villain? Yeah, like Thanos from the Avengers. We'll give him purple hair. And he has infinity stones? We'll give him colored fingernails. And he doesn't fear death at all? We'll make him always high. But with subtle religious undertones. Oh, because it's a cross necklace. It's a cross necklace. I also think that Thanos is one of the best characters in the show because he is essentially a wild card. You know, sometimes he saves people. Sometimes he murks people. Of course, his choices do seem random because he is literally out of his mind on party pills during all of the games. Like when we first see him in action with the classic red light, green light game. Bro ends up murking people with a smile and playful push when everyone is just trying to stay alive together.
Ding!
This changes the dynamic of the game because now not only do people have to watch out for Miss Creepy Butt and her chameleon eyes of death, they also have to watch out for this psycho. But what becomes apparent is that when Thanos is not high, he's actually a pretty good leader. Granted, he does just want to win at all costs and is obsessed with money just like everyone else that's there. But he has his little gang of thugs, which he calls the Thanos world, and there are these almost nice moments where he's kind of bonding with them, like when he tells them to introduce themselves so that they stop picking on one another.
Stop it. 너 이름 뭐라 그랬지?
민수.
야 남수야 너 구친 맞잖아.
남규요.
너 얘한테 왜 존댓말 써? 얘 너랑 동갑이야.
It says a lot about his character that people are willing to follow him when they don't know if they're gonna get an awkwardly aggressive hug or a "this is Sparta" kick to the chest. Thinking of the creators of the show, it's almost as if they didn't know what Thanos was going to do either. But whenever the story got too intense, they would just be like, alright, let's just let him be a ham. So far this season, I only lost 2 teeth from stress. That's 7 less than last season. 21 more to go before full dentures. This next game will be like a merry-go-round of death. We should have Thanos dance to a theme song every time. But will he kill someone in the first round? Yes, he will kill someone. And will he kill someone in the second round? No, he will save someone. Fine, but then we're having one of the most heartbreaking character deaths. We need an excuse for the trans woman to go full Rambo. I'm a little confused about the message we're sending with this one. All this to say, I think Thanos made Squid Game a lot more interesting because my heart was beating out of my chest not knowing who was going to survive the next game. I can say that without this more cartoonish character, my experience watching it would have been one of pure anxiety. I would have never had a time to just breathe during the show. Oh man, who's gonna die this time? Quick, throw that paper and flip it, like Pogs. You got it, keep going. Now pick up those colorful stones, like, jacks. Just one more game to go. Come on, kick that little toy, like, hacky sack? No, oh, they were so close. I just realized we have American versions of all these games. Hey, it's my boy Thanos. I freaking love that guy. But maybe you're thinking, any actor could have played Thanos. Why was T.O.P special? There were other idols in the show, and it would have made sense to have cast somebody more active in the entertainment industry. Here's where you're gonna run into a little bit of the drama surrounding T.O.P's comeback, and for me as a foreigner, it is a little bit hard to understand. Also, just to take a serious beat, this is a trigger warning because we are going to be talking about some pretty heavy topics. After understanding Thanos as a character, I believe that T.O.P was the best choice because he happens to share a lot of similarities with Thanos in real life. Thanos is a famous rapper whose life was ruined by party pills and who almost unalived himself. We see how he is struggling with all this because when he is high, it's as if he no longer knows what he's doing. Or at the very least, he seems to forget what he had just done seconds before. Like when he ditches his buddy in one of the games and then later is confused why that guy is no longer with them. He's all mad like, which of you idiots forgot my boy? But it was him. He was the idiot.
경수! You! 아우! 니네 우리 경수 못 다 죽었어. 경수야!
His dark past is revealed when he says that things were so bad for him in the outside world that he was about to end it all by jumping into the Han River, but then he was invited to the games. By the way, I just have to mention, this by no means makes the recruiter a good guy. Like, I get it. He's evil, but he wears a clean suit. He's very handsome. Like, yeah, there's some appeal there. But I think we all see how crazy he really is when he decides to go all Dance Dance Revolution on those perfectly good breads. When I imagine what it was like casting for Thanos, it's funny to think that they might have originally wanted a very serious version of this character, because the story is pretty tragic. Do you have any questions before we start? So Thanos basically has nothing else to live for? That's correct. Once rich and famous, now he has nothing. Right, well, I mean, it sounds like he's gotta be super sad. My assistant will be reading with you whenever you're ready. Hello, my lady? Pardon me? You are so beautiful. My name is Thanos. I think I'm really into you. Something is definitely off. Well, for starters, he's externalizing the emotions. Most depressed people are able to hide it very well. Humor is often a defense mechanism amongst people who are afraid of being vulnerable. Like a lot of comedians that make other people laugh, but are deeply troubled inside. Now, as I alluded to before, T.O.P is also a famous rapper whose life was ruined by the devil's lettuce, and who sadly also almost unalived himself. He was involved in a scandal in which he failed a drug test during his mandatory military service. Years later, he would admit that he was struggling with mental health problems at the time, and he did later attempt to end it all. The reason being he felt like he let down pretty much everyone. His family, his friends, and especially his fans. It seems like T.O.P basically played an exaggerated version of himself as Thanos, which explains why he fully embodied the eccentricity and at times almost was ad-libbing his lines. But maybe I know what you're thinking about T.O.P's story. Like, it's just devil's lettuce, right? I mean, what's the big deal? Surely other Korean celebrities like him also party in the USA, party in the South Korea. This is incorrect. My silly little American brain thinks that it's normal for people we idolize to live like they're rock stars. But in Korea? No. Party pills and even the devil's lettuce are a very big deal. In fact, it is illegal for Korean citizens to do them anywhere, even in other countries where it is legal. With this understanding, T.O.P might as well have been sniffing Cocoa Puffs and running through the streets butt naked. It could have been that when casting for Thanos, T.O.P auditioned and was given creative freedom to do what he wanted with the character, because unfortunately, very few people would know the role better than him. T.O.P, do you have any questions before we start? Yes, was I supposed to have received the sides beforehand? Yes, I mean, that's sort of how this usually works. You know what? It's okay. I'll just make it up as I go. My assistant will be reading with you whenever you're ready. Senorita, excuse me. Beauty flower, I'm a legend, Thanos. I like you. I think you're onto something here. I'll say, I didn't feel any romantic tension whatsoever. It was actually such a weird performance that it made me feel sad inside. And there's really no need for my character anymore. She should be the first to die. I was just trying to rizz my girl up. It's not that deep. Who am I kidding? The point I'm trying to make is that T.O.P was able to bring the character to life in a way that only he could, because he was essentially parodying himself and the way the media portrayed him to be. In my opinion, it was a pretty bold move for him to just no longer give any forks and spoons what other people thought of him, and to play the role with a real balls-to-the-walls attitude. Bro, it's about to go down. They're gonna fight in the bathroom?
You love it.
Come on, teach that guy a lesson. Actually, the urinals look pretty clean. Yeah, just a little longer. Take that loser out. Wow, the floors look pretty clean as well. Aw, no fair. He cheated by using a weapon. I'm sure they'll be able to clean up all that blood. That trans woman's pretty cool. Dude, she is the most badass. Even after all this, the Korean media still trashed on T.O.P, as there were negative reviews of his performance released just minutes after the show was streaming on Netflix. This of course makes no sense, because Thanos doesn't appear until episode 3, so you know the critics were just waiting with their preconceived notions and judgments about T.O.P to hate on him. Basically, I'm trying to say, haters gonna hate, haters gonna hate. They just gonna hate. Heck, even the director of Squid Game released a statement saying that he was shocked by the backlash surrounding T.O.P's comeback. He thought that T.O.P's performance was great and that enough time had passed for people to forget about the scandal. The director be like, leave my boy alone, he just trying to vibe. After disappearing for like 7 years. Honestly, I just wish I could speak to T.O.P directly and be like, dude, just move to the United States. We would welcome your goofy butt with open arms. Disney. Is Disney looking for new actors? That's their thing, right? They like take successful foreign actors and cast them in their new movies. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop myself here before I end up fanboying over T.O.P too much. Because my high school inner child wants to chant, be one of us, be one of us, Be one of us. That's all I have for y'all. Thank you for subscribing and watching till the end of this video. Comment below if you're excited for Squid Game 3 and tell me who is now your favorite character.
왜냐면 사실 저의 지난 과거에 과거와 조금 직면해야 되는 캐릭터였기 때문에 그리고 지난 과거에 저의 너무나도 큰 실수, 박제가 될 수도 있다라는 생각이 들어서 주위 분들도 처음에는 우려도 많이 하셨고 그러던 와중에 아무래도 저도 조금 오래 고민을 해보니 이런 캐릭터를 만난 것 또한 되게 굉장히 타노스 캐릭터를 만난 것 자체가